Now, today's topic is stress. Stress is a really big thing with living with Parkinson's disease. What about your life is stressful? And now this is, when I talk to you, the one reason I do Parkinson Power is that I merge the Parkinson patient, the person living with the disease, with the caregiver, with the care partner, or whatever you want to call yourself, okay? I do it for two reasons. I want you to each to understand what the other one is living with and coping with. Don't you think that matters? It's very, very important for you to be able to get along and to promote and to help each other along life's merry way, because you're basically doing step by step and hand in hand, which is a great thing. But you're not able to do that and do that well if you don't have a real clear understanding and respect, okay, and appreciation for the life of your partner. You understand me? Okay, so we do what I do. No matter who I'm teaching, all right? You have to have the ability to get behind the eyes of your loved one. What do I mean by that? Huh? See life as they do, and take it on the next level is to feel life as they do. And this is very important for professional caregivers and loving husbands and wives and best friends, all right? Because life is all about how it makes you feel. I learned that a long time ago. I don't really care about Parkinson's disease. I do, but I don't really care about it. I care about how it makes that Parkinson patient and that caregiver feel. So how does Parkinson's disease make you feel, my patients and my caregivers?
Angry.
Angry, very fair answer. Lisa's very fair answer. Anger is a very negative emotion. It's a very negative feeling. Through my eyes, it's the most dangerous emotion out there. Anger can really take you where you don't want to be. Anger can really take all-consuming for you. You can have a period of anger, upset, but don't make it a lifestyle. You cannot live on a positive note. You cannot appreciate your life. You cannot see the goodness in your life if you are too angry to see past your own nose. Got it? Mm-hmm. It can be all-consuming. So if you're angry, what are you angry about? Let's start there. What makes you angry about Parkinson's disease?
Frustration.
The frustration. Everything stems, one with emotions, it's like peel away the onion, right? Mm-hmm. Once you start talking about one, you just keep peeling. Frustration is the number one answer that I get all of the time. Why are you frustrated?
Because, well, put to the day in general. This morning I was good, no shake. Carry a cup of coffee. Now I can't do a damn thing.
Okay. The frustration for him is he was great this morning, now he's not so hot. So the lack of control. Phyllis has said loss of control. The human spirit hates a loss of control. To live with anything in life, to face any challenge in life, and this is the law according to Marilyn Tate, you need two things, a positive attitude and a sense of control. The minute you feel I am totally out of control, you're going to lose it. And once you lose the sense of control, you're going to lose the positivity, okay? So you're frustrated because your mind wants to do it, you're waking up, and just within the course of an hour, you've been robbed, right? Yep. Something. This is a disease that's constantly taken away, 25 times a day. Not just once a day, not once a week. It's during the course of the whole awake cycle. Okay? So now he's got the shakes. All right, you're here anyway, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're here with me anyway, right? So it's a great day, right?
I'm awake.
And you're wearing a Santa Claus, whatever that is. That's adorable, okay? So life's good? Not as great as he would like it to be.
It's not bad, though.
Thank you. And then you're sitting right next to your trains, and we haven't derailed them yet. That's because I haven't touched them. I look at them and go get somebody and say, put them back on the track, but don't look at me. But frustration is huge. The other thing that you're frustrated about is, you know, you're stuck with something that you don't want and there's nothing you can do about it. Isn't that true?
Yes.
You said you have Parkinson's disease. Okay, let's take a look at that. You have Parkinson's disease. Is there a cure? Is there a one-shot solution?
Nope.
You're gonna have it forever? Is it progressive?
Yeah.
Is it a pain in the neck?
Yeah.
Is it stressful?
Oh, yeah.
What can I do about it? Is there anybody in the world that can fix it?
No.
Not yet.
Now, well, I'm hoping to live that long to see. I heard some good news, so I'm going to save that to the next conference. We got some good news coming in here. But frustration is huge, okay? How do you deal with frustration? Of having, I have it, I can't get it away, the doc can't fix it, it's not going to, you're not even going to go into remission. All right? It's going to continue along its merry way. That's why it's so important for you every single day of your life to do the best medical management, to take those pills on time, to get up and to get dressed, to eat right, to exercise, to engage, to socialize, to get a smile on your face and get up now. Okay? Because this is going to progress. And if you're not staying 2 steps ahead of it, guess what? I'll run you over and take off. So don't forget what I've told you so many times before. If you're the same yet today as you were last week, are you gaining on it?
Yes.
Yes. So for me, I get great joys when I see you're actually doing so much better. And I see that a lot of times. I see people come in here for the first time and I give them 6 weeks and they are better, so that you are really racing out front now, right? You've got to stay ahead of this game. You've got to be stronger and smarter than the disease. Because if you go belly up in the recliner, it will run you over. Okay? So how do you deal with the frustration?
That's hard.
It's hard.
I haven't found any way.
Well, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard because you know what? And it's a huge trigger for stress. You know, stress is coming from somewhere. We're going to talk about stress. But the thing with this is, you know, you want to play the positive note. I talked to you about that every time I open my mouth in front of you. So when you start feeling negative, the negative note, the fearful factor, you know, the overwhelming all consumption of the disease, you take yourself right out of that moment, all right, and you flip it over. And what I told you, no matter how thin it is, it can be flipped. And you focused on what can I still do? How can I enjoy this day? Who can I be with? Where can I find a good time? What can I look forward to? You with me? And you gotta work this. This isn't gonna happen just because it's gonna happen. This is your ability to empower yourself and to motivate yourself. Now you Parkinsonians, this is your responsibility, not mine and not your caregiver. Okay? Your motivation goes down, your apathy comes up, because this disease slows down not just your body, but your thinking and your impulsivity. Got it? So you got to really work hard to keep yourself up and moving. Keep your body, mind, and spirit up and moving. Got it? Okay. Let's talk about stress. What's stress? How many of you have known stress? How do you define stress? How many of you have been stressed? Anybody ever had a day that wasn't stressed? Now, I got to tell you about stress. A certain amount of stress is healthy. Why? If you didn't have a certain amount, and I'm talking about a healthy dose. We have a healthy dose and then we have a toxic dose, right? I'm talking about a normal, healthy, daily dose of stress. It's important. Why? Keeps you moving, keeps you motivated, all right? If you didn't have that stress, it's 11:30, it takes me 10 minutes to get to Parkinson Place. If I didn't get there, I'm not going to get a cookie. There's your stress, right? Got me? That's your motivation, up and out. You got to catch an airplane, right? You know, the mortgage is due on the 1st. Whatever's in your life to get you up and out. You would be a blob. You would be a total blob if you had no stressor, and the stress comes from a demand. Something that you got to do, whether you like to do it or not. All right? So a normal amount of stress is okay. When the stress level gets up here, when the stress goes up here, the immune system goes down here, and you're sitting up for everything. All right. Stress is what? It's a feeling. All right? Where does it live?
Up here.
It's inside of you, right? It's not out here. The stress is inside of you. So you own it, you command it, you got to deal with it, you got to live with it. How do you know you're stressing?
Because you're upset.
You become anxious, you become upset, all right? You lose focus. You ever been, I get stressed, I'm like the road runner. I mean, I'm like I have ADD, I'm this and that, and I can't focus on anything, all right? That's not a good thing, all right? Sometimes you're not able to eat. How many of you get stressed and you can't eat? Okay? Most people, when they get stressed, they eat anything that's not nailed down.
That's what I do.
Is that what you do?
I eat all the time.
My daddy, when he was stressed, he was in corporate America for a long time, had a very high-powered job. And when he was stressed, I knew it because he would come home and eat an entire bag of Oreos. I was a kid. I used to stand there and look at him. And he'd say, I'm stressing. And I guess so, Now I look back, and that's the way he was, all-consuming. It's why you see so many times morbid obesity with so many people, because eating something sweet, eating something good is what? An automatic satisfaction, right? With me, give me a Snickers and I'll be fine in 30 seconds. But stress is really real, and you can really feel it coming on. Now, stress lives inside of you, and it's caused by three things: difficulty, pressure, and strain. You're not stressed if everything's going on great, right? If everything is easy and la-di-da and controlled and pleasant, are you stressing?
No.
But you go into a difficulty factor. Is your life difficult? Is your functioning difficult?
At times.
Absolutely. So my patients, my caregivers, you have difficulty getting through the day based on your role and your responsibility and the love of your loved one? Let's try. Okay, difficulty, pressure. Your pressure, it doesn't go away. It's long lasting. And strain. You start feeling the strain on the body, okay? Stress comes from a long period of time of this constant difficulty and the pressure. Example that I always give is, can you take a 5-pound bag of sugar and hold it up for 5 seconds? Hello?
Maybe.
Yes, Mar.
Yeah.
Can you hold it up for 5 minutes? Iffy, can you hold it up for 5 hours?
No.
You go down. See what I'm saying? Hold it up for a little bit, but the longer I do it, I'm getting tired, I'm going tired, and finally it's kaput, all right? So you have to really pay attention when these symptoms of stress come in, because they are red flags, they are benchmark. I am stressing, there's something wrong with me. You got to deal with it right in the beginning, because if not, stress does what? It opens the door to depression. How many of you have had depression? We can talk about that for a second. Depression is a very real thing. It is about 80% in Parkinson patients. It's one of the underlying symptoms of the disease, okay? So if you're stressing, how do you know it? Difficulty sleeping. Well, you have difficulty many times anyway, don't you? Mm-hmm. So many of you are telling me, "Ma, I can't make it through the night." And then the caregivers aren't making it through the night because you're up tending your loved one, because they're walking around and talking to you and watching TV or whatever they do, right? Okay? You have difficulty sleeping. With depression, you're sleeping too much, all right? You have eating problems, all right? You can't stay focused. You get cranky. You get nasty. Is that what I want to see out of you? No, I certainly most assuredly don't want to see you cranky and irritable, all right? Because the relationship between two loved ones living with this disease can be a little bit stressful, can be a little bit difficult at best because of the additional demands on both of you. Am I right?
Right.
So I'm here to tell you, you will both behave, and you will both be nice, and you will both be patient and understanding and kind and appreciative. Is that it? There's an etiquette to a relationship. You agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Write that down, I never said that before. I always say there's an etiquette to caregiving, but there's an etiquette to a relationship, all right? And my caregivers, you know, your role is what with your loved one? Your role is to what? Make their life better, to help them. And the same thing for you Parkinson patients. You know, a lot of times you feel back, like, oh, I have Parkinson's, I got a one-way ticket to the recliner. Is that what I want to hear from you? No, what I want to hear from you? Yeah, up and moving. I want you to give it your best shot. You know, the other thing too is, you know, the need to be dependent. So many times, you know, with the need to be dependent with Parkinson's disease, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because nothing builds esteem any faster, any easier than the ability to achieve and to do and to reach goals and whatever. You know, you see it and feed your esteem, hopefully in a humble manner, by your accomplishments. You know, that look what I did. And for a Parkinson patient, it becomes difficult because the most simple things in life that you've been doing since you were a child now becomes a major feat. All right? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. I want to see you with the motivation, the empowerment to try, to do for yourself. Because the more you do for yourself, the more under control you will feel, the more esteem you will have, the more empowerment you will have, and the easier you will make it on your loved one. All right? Now be very careful here, you caregivers. You know, sometimes we love on you so much. You know, let me button your buttons and let me cut your meat and let me make your sandwich. No, okay? You don't help a Parkinson patient until they request your help, right? Or unless you see their frustration getting to a certain level, here's your frustration again. The frustration of not being able to do the simple things that you think you should be able to do. So your head thinks you should be able to do it, okay, great. But guess what? Your Parkinson body is not going to allow you to do it. So stop beating yourself up. When you have off periods, when you have time where you're tired or when you're stressed or your meds aren't kicking in, just lower the bar and set yourself up for goals and successes that you can reach. Am I right? How many of you have done that along the way? It's tough. Well, I'm looking at a real A personality over here, and it's okay because it's healthy. I would rather have this than somebody that I have to pry out of the recliner. You understand me? I would rather have a motivated, empowered, frustrated Parkinson patient that's doing his best day by day, okay, to hold on and to manage his life, than somebody that is just belly up in the recliner. Oh, woe is me, my life is over, I'm done, but my buttons and cut my meat and tie my shoes. Am I right? Okay, I've seen it many times. Not in Parkinson place. Okay, but avoid that. Okay? The role of the caregiver is to empower and to motivate and to hype up. You know, I think the role of any human being when we're involved in a relationship with somebody else, no matter what the relationship is to help that person to feel better. All right? I want you to feel better. You responded to me, good. That's the first answer you gave me. Good, Judy. Yeah, I want to help you. I'm here to help you. I want you to feel better. I'm not in your life to make you miserable. Right?
Right.
I hope not.
There are days it's tough, isn't it? And there is, this disease, like I said, is so stressful because I can't even say, how you doing today? I got to say, how you doing this minute? Or how you doing this hour? You know, I watch you go off right in front of me. Okay? So you have to have this real ability to be accepting and to be tolerant of your life. I didn't say of your disease, because your life now includes this disease. All right? Doesn't define you, doesn't identify you, doesn't make you any different, doesn't change you, the qualities that I love about you, but it changes a few things. So you wanna work through, you know, the communication, the motivation, the empowerment to keep the stress level down. What are some things that's stressing you? Let's go back to the fact of the stress, and I want you to talk about stress. Stress is a feeling. It's like a veil. You can't see it. You know, it's like the wind. You can feel it, but you can't see it. You ever think about that? It's like the wind. You know it's there. You feel it, but you can't see it. It's the same thing with stress. It's an elusive. You can't see it, but you feel it. You get all these not so great disturbing feelings, and it'll scream at you, I'm stressing, I'm stressing, I'm stressing. So what's the first thing that I want you to do when you're feeling this anxiety, this frustration, this agitation, this inability to sleep, this distraction? You know you're off center. I want you to be a sense of peace and balance. So what's the first thing that I want you to do when you say to yourself, I am stressed, I am really off?
Identify the problem.
Yeah, you stop. Good, you've heard this lecture 35 times, you better know the answer. You know, you stop. Lots of times when you're really stressed and you're like the road runner. Ever been there? The distractions, oh my gosh, I can't finish this, so I'll go do that, or I'll go there, or I'll go talk to her, or I'll watch a TV show, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you stop, and you sit down, and you do me, myself, and I, and you say, okay, what is bugging you? What is causing you upset? What is tormenting you? What are you thinking about in the middle of the night? What is in your life that is not kosher? And you write it down. What could it be? What are some things for seniors that can stress you? And then I don't want you all of a sudden just focusing on Parkinson's disease. Get out of the box with this, okay? What are some things as seniors that can stress us? Money issues. We're living too long. You know what I'm saying? Not too long, I didn't say that, but we're living longer. Am I right? And you have, you know, financial plan, and you have security, and you know, instead of dying at 93, you're dying at 113. Right? Reality. Yeah, I know a lot of 100-year-olds. They're amazing, aren't they? The DNA. Okay. Financial worries. Seniors. Some seniors on a fixed income. All right. Some seniors that know, you know, my heart breaks so many times is so many seniors that I know should be in assisted living. I know should not be at home because they can't tend themselves, they can't do some of the things important, but they don't have the means, you know, for me to place. Or they can't sell a house because of the market, or whatever, you see what I'm saying? So financial worry will stress you. What else?
Just getting older.
Getting older. Yeah, the normal aging process. Isn't it fun? Huh? Yeah, the golden years? Yeah. Solid brass over here, you're so funny.
I call
What's so great about growing old? Come on, don't tell me you're negative because you have a birthday.
You get discounts.
Okay, you get discounts. What is it? Oh, is that right, for shopping?
Well, restaurants and stuff.
Well, I see that. You did 50% seniors on a Monday, and for me, it's always a Thursday or a Sunday or something, so I'm getting lost here, right? Senior discounts, what else? Come on, think positive. What's so great about growing old?
It's still alive.
Yeah, you're on the right side of the grass, right, darling? Absolutely. You're alive. You have this wonderful day. You can slow down and it's okay. Lucky you. You can slow down and it's okay. You're retired. You can take time to smell the roses. You can take time to do the things that are a priority for you now. You watch all the young people and juggling the kids in the home and the yard and the pool and the, you know, kids' activities. I watch my son. I don't know how he's doing it. But, you know, you have more time, and if it takes you longer, so what? Parkinson's is a long stress with the constant difficulty, pressure, and strain. Okay? You can live with your symptoms for a day or a month, but when you're having to get into it, year 1, year 2, year 10, some of my friends have been with me 30 years, you know, with the disease, okay? So you sit down and you write it down. You say, this is what's stressing me. I'm worried about finances. I'm worried about my health. I'm worried about my children. You know, many times, you know, we have a child or a grandchild that's sick. That is a huge, huge heartache for us, a worry for us. It's a reality, isn't it? Okay? So you take it and you write it down. And then you take a look at what you have written on the paper. And what do? You say, can I fix this? Is there anything I can do about this? So he said to me, Marilyn, I'm worried about growing old. Is there anything you can do about it?
No.
Over the fence. Okay, Marilyn, I'm worried about my health. Is there anything you can do about it? Yeah, get yourself to the right doctor, get the right tests, okay? Eat right, sleep right, exercise, okay? Stress, kind of Parkinson plays, and then the stress goes away. You're doing something about it. If you're stressing over something that all the worry in the world is not going to change, okay? Over the fence. What do I mean by that? Okay, you got a great big fence behind you, and you go like this, it's gone, you never see it again, finished, and cross it off. All right? If you can't deal with your stress, you're going to lead into the depression. If you don't deal with your stress, you're going to get depressed. Do I want you to be depressed? No. I want you positive and upbeat. I want you happy and empowered. How do you know when you're depressed? Now I'm talking about a clinical adult depression. This is not sadness. Sadness, gloominess can come from a life event. Am I right? Well, what can happen in your life that can make you very sad, that can really bring you down?
Loss of a family member.
You loss of a family member. You have someone that's been in your life for a long time, and then they make you whole, and your life is not happy without them, and that person's taken away from you. It's a huge loss. It's a huge grieving. It's a huge sadness. There's a reason to feel the way I feel. You know, I miss them. I want them back. What am I going to do now? Okay. What else?
Loss of your health.
Loss of your health. Very good answer, Con. You know, you are going through a grieving, a loss of your health daily. All right? This disease, you lose. Only you can refill. Right? You lose.
But you don't have to focus on that. You
Right.
Focus on what you can do and how you can
Right.
better yourself.
So you can be sad. You can be sad by the fact, well, I've lost the ability to drive. You can be sad because I've lost the ability to do what I've been doing my whole life, ride my motorcycle, or do whatever you do that you can't do anymore because your body won't allow you to do it. It's a series of loss. You can be sad, but give it up. Don't give it a lifestyle. Okay? Deal with this instant loss. Some people go into a horrible state of sadness when they lose a pet.
Yeah.
Okay? My sister, my daughter-in-law's brother, when I was over at Peace River, has this chocolate lab that I think is about, I don't know. I mean, the dog looked to me like it was about 130 years old. The dog, the dog's name is Judge, and I haven't seen Judge for about 10 years, and I said to Joey, I said, is that Judge? And he goes, it's Judge. And this poor dog could hardly ambulate, could hardly walk, losing its balance. I said, Joey, I said, that dog's in pain. And he says, no, and I've got the dog on painkillers. I'm like, so my daughter-in-law says to me, Marilyn, don't say anything. Just sit there. Don't say anything, My point being, I said, Joey, I said, you need to let your dog go to Sleepyland or wherever.
Rainbow Bridge.
Rainbow Bridge. You know what he said to me? He says, no, I can't. I love my dog. I won't give up my dog. And I didn't even get into it. Shauna kept nudging me. She kept nudging me. She said, Shauna, don't say anything. Okay.
You're not going to get anywhere.
No, I'm not going to get anywhere. But you see what I'm saying? He wasn't willing to set himself up for loss, even though it was in the best interest of, of this sweet little dog. All right. So anyway, so that's okay. You can have a state of depression because something is triggering you. But if all of a sudden you start with what we call a low blue mood for more than 2 or 3 weeks, that's your flag. If you go down and you say, Mara, I am just down here, I am sad, I am in a pit emotionally, I can't get going, I can't find peace and balance, the odds are you're clinically depressed. And it's going to start with what? What's the number one sign of isolation? There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Isolation. Number one symptom of depression is you'll isolate. You're depressed. You know why? Because it takes energy and enthusiasm to get up and to get dressed and to motivate yourself to come here and engage and to talk to people. If you're depressed, you haven't got that. You haven't got it. I don't worry about you when you're here with me. You might be having a little bit of sadness, a little bit of depression. As long as I see you showing up, I know you're okay. Okay? But when you go down and you can't get up and you don't want to go out, you stop doing the things you love to do. So if you have anybody in your life with or without Parkinson's disease and they play the piano every afternoon and all of a sudden they stop playing the piano, or I don't want to play bridge anymore, I'll put my trains away, they're never coming out again. I would really worry with him if he put his trains away, because I would know, right? And depression, you can't see it. You know, I can look at you and know that you have Parkinson's or not, but I can't necessarily look at you and know whether or not you're depressed. So isolation. If your caregivers or your patients say, I don't want to do it, I don't want to go, and you're not going to make me, be careful. Red flag number one. Number two, the sleeping problems.
Apathy.
The apathy. Apathy. I just stick me in my recliner with my clicker. I'm all set. Good to go. People that are depressed, they don't look forward to the shower, putting on their clean clothes, doing their hair, putting on their makeup, putting on their fragrance, shaving. Right? They just lose it. They don't care. It's this whole mindset. Who cares? I don't care. Okay? So you have problems with the grooming, problems with the eating. They don't want to eat. They don't want to come to the dinner table. All right? They're all of a sudden, they can look sad, they can cry. You know, sometimes we can have a thought or something and weep. I do it sometimes. Do you?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm depressed. It's just me think I'm thinking about something that touched my heart along the way, or thinking about somebody that I really loved and, you know, I might miss that person, and so I can get a little teary. Who cares? It doesn't mean I'm depressed or a nutcase.
The blues.
The blues, okay? But if all of a sudden you're crying all the time, and then you be very careful, because unfortunately, suicide can be an epidemic in the senior population. Did you know that? It's very common. There's a lot of people in the world, seniors, that are depressed, and they are suicidal. So if you have somebody saying to you, you know what, I don't want to live anymore, I'm going to kill myself, my life is over, I'm good for nothing, I'm not going to try anymore, I want you to pay attention to that, because they're calling for help. All right? You know, if you have someone in your life that you love and you're feeling these symptoms, for heaven's sake, tell them. Tell that person, because, you know, there's nothing worse in the entire world, nothing worse in the entire world than losing a life like that, okay? So reach out and call your doctor. You call your doctor, you say, I want to talk to my nurse. You only have already taught you how to talk to your doctor. You call on who you want to talk to when you call that number. The what? The nurse. I want to talk to my nurse. And then you say, you know, I think I've got these symptoms. I think I'm depressed. I can't find myself out of the house. I don't care about getting dressed. I'm not eating. I'm not sleeping. I'm not happy. I'll say, okay, guess what? There's antidepressants, non-habit forming. They're not going to hurt you. And they go along real nice with the Parkinson drugs. All right? 80-85% of people in my life with Parkinson's are on antidepressants. About 100% of the people in my life without Parkinson's disease are on I put my money on the Parkinson patients, okay? And you caregivers, don't be afraid of this, because the burden of you're carrying with the Parkinson caring, you know, the loving, the physical, and the emotional, you carry a burden. You carry the baggage, you carry the load. You get to your doctor and say, I got a lot going on in my life, and I want to be happy. I want to be whole. I want to be my best. You know, I want to feel good about life. And then you just go on and get yourself on an antidepressant. Stress can be managed, but you got to talk about it. I can't look at Phyllis and know if she's stressed or not. Most of you will tell me. Most of you I can pretty much tell. Okay. But if you stress on that point, it'll spoil your life. It'll open you up for depression. It'll bottom out your immune system. You know, if you talk to anybody that has had a major event in their life, heart attack, stroke, or whatever, what's the common denominator? Stress, right? I did oncology 30 years before I switched into neuro, okay? And every single one of my patients that was diagnosed with a serious cancer, if I said, tell me about the last year of your life, there was one common denominator: stress. Okay? So if you keep yourself whole and happy and up and nourished and empowered, okay, sense of peace and balance, okay, you'll keep your immune system up, okay, and you'll reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke and arthritis and diabetes and all these glamorous things that's part of the better with age. Got me? Okay. How do you deal with the stressors in your life? How do you deal when you become overwhelmed with a challenge? And the other thing too, friends, always remember that the only way that you can stand up to life, the only way that you can face the challenges is what? When you're standing up, right? Focused and sure-footed. You can't face life if you're on your emotional knees, can you? Okay? So your ability to stay strong emotionally is huge. Because why? The body will follow the mind. If you say, I can get up and I can dance, the odds are you're going to do it. And the same way, I can't do it, I don't feel good. I'm feeling blue, I'm going to sit in the chair. My money is you're going to sit on the chair tomorrow, and most likely tomorrow as well. Today and tomorrow as well, right? So you have to be standing strong in your mind. And you have to have a conscious ability to control how you think and how you manage your stress and whether you want to play the positive note or the negative note. It is your choice. All right? Because all we have is what? Today? Tomorrow's nothing but a guess. Don't put your money on it. I'll take the day any minute. All right? I want you hoping. I want you looking forward to. I want you excited. But I want you living right here with me right now, because this is all we have and this is all we can manage, right? You have to face what's going on with you, because the people that get worse are the people that hide it, put it away, don't deal with it. Your empowerment, your state of control is, I got this going on, what can I do about it? I am going to face it, I am going to deal with it, I'm going to get rid of it, and then tomorrow is going to be better. You got me? It isn't going to go away. And stress is treatable. It is not going to go away unless you deal with it. You got that?
You could have 10 problems, but the more you cross off the list, the better you feel.
Yeah. And the other thing too, it's important. A lot of you have so many things concerning you, or that are consuming your thinking, right? And I do it like it's like the ping pong balls in the lotto machine. Am I right? Yeah. That can be like your brain, you know. So I find particularly sometimes I can get really overwhelmed when I have a bunch of deadlines or when I have issues going on, not around here, or needs or whatever. How am I going to make this all happen? I basically put each one of my issues in a file. I do a visual in my head that works for you. It'll work for you too. You just do these little file folders, and every one of your problems you put in the file folder and you file it in the back of your head. And when you're ready and you feel like it, you bring it out and you deal with it, okay? You find a solution, you deal with it, then you file it away. It can't get out unless you let it out again. You see what I'm saying? It's a way to departmentalize your head, because for you to be at peace, your mind has to be in order. Your life has to be in order. Stress, if you have no order in your life, that's what they always say, no matter how late you're going to get up and make your bed. Once the bed is made, it looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Yeah. Looks a little more organized than a sloppy copy. Covers and pillows all over the place. So when your mind is in order, so is your life. You got that? Mm-hmm.